Welcome back. COVID-19 radically upended nearly every aspect of our lives. Not only the pandemic caused many women to rethink where, how, and why we work. According to a new study, it has affected how we view family planning, too. New research shows the pandemic has suppressed women's decisions to get pregnant and start families. Here to explain, Forbes Women editor Maggie McGrath, and also with us, Huma Abedin, vice chair of the 3050 Summit, which is now just days away. I'm not going to ask if we're ready because I don't know the answer, but I think we are. But Maggie, let's talk about this new research. What exactly did the study find, and why exactly are more women delaying or avoiding pregnancy?
Well, Mika, I would say that we're absolutely ready, but we'll get to that. So researchers at UCSF wanted to study whether women were changing their minds about childbearing at the height of the pandemic. They surveyed 5,000 people in 2020 and then again in 2021. 51% of the women they surveyed said they either wanted to delay having kids or felt a decreased desire. That's perhaps not too surprising, but then a year later, those numbers had barely budged. And furthermore, the effect was most pronounced in women who are younger and earlier in their careers, women who lost a job during COVID or have a lower income, and also women of color who experience systemic oppression at work and in society. This makes sense because women have a variety of factors to consider when they have a child. It is a personal decision, but it is also an economic decision. We know that it costs anywhere between $15,000 and $18,000 a year to raise a child. That adds up to $300,000 over the course of that child's life by the time they're 18, and that doesn't even include college.
So, Huma, how do you think the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe play into all of this, especially as we see a federal judge in Texas set to rule in a lawsuit that would restrict access to one of the two drugs typically used to induce a medicated abortion?
Well, Mika, we are in the next phase of the post-Roe abortion wars. It is not an accident that this case is before a conservative federal judge in Amarillo, Texas, appointed by Donald Trump. It's why who we elect matters, as a reminder. But, you know, you have medical experts, credible medical experts who say that there is no basis to this claim, that this is a drug that was approved by the FDA in the 2000. It's been 23 years. It's a regulated drug. And, you know, what the precedent this could set is, more than anything, is sowing anxiety and confusion. When you have a studied drug by the FDA, now being told, okay, maybe you can't use this. And after Dobbs, when women already know access to abortions in this country is limited, you think about, you know, I say this as a woman who's had unintended pregnancies, and the idea that you cannot make a conscious choice in this country is very troubling. And so I think the abortion advocates are prepared for this ruling, and we shouldn't stop using facts and medical facts, especially, to help support women, you know, in these very difficult decisions they sometimes have to make about their own lives.
And Maggie, as you know, so many women left the workforce during the pandemic. And as a result, we're seeing more companies starting to offer fertility benefits like egg freezing and for IVF and surrogacy, benefits for those things, as they look for ways to keep and retain really top female talent and recruit new talent and to really stand out from other competitors. There's Tammy Sun, the CEO of Carrot Fertility. We have an incredible opportunity here, and companies are looking for ways to capitalize on that as they try and keep people in the workplace. So this and women's longevity are two areas where we're going to be exploring a lot at the upcoming 3050 Summit next week. Tell our viewers what to expect, and I will confirm we are ready. And it is going to be fabulous.
Yes, it will. We are going to have some great conversations around, just as you said, longevity, fertility, and what does women's health really mean. I'm going to be sitting down with the CEO of AARP, Joanne Jenkins, to talk about the economic implications of longevity. She's going to reveal report findings from AARP that shows that the global 50-plus population will drive 1.5 billion jobs over the next 30 years, trillions of dollars in consumer spending, and then we'll tell our audience, the entrepreneurs and business leaders in the room, exactly how they can tap into that. And then we're going to transition to the how. How do you live long and healthy lives? I have Susan Tausey from the 2022 50 over 50 list. She is the Chief Commercial Officer for Illumina. She's really focused on preventing diseases, preventing us from getting sick and shortening our lives. With her will be Dina Radenkovic. Dina is a founder on the 30 Under 30. She founded this company called Gamito. It is a fertility company, and her mission, and it sounds lofty, but I think we can all get behind it, is to increase gender equality by increasing our options around fertility care. In her opinion, it takes too long to go through an IVF cycle. It's too expensive. It's too inaccessible to too many women. She and I spoke this week about how women keep pace with men's earnings into their mid-20s, but as they start having kids, we all see the motherhood penalty, and then men, of course, have the fatherhood bonus. So Dina's perspective, and she's going to tell us how she's doing this, is more fertility options, more accessible fertility options will increase gender equality.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And we're going to be talking about these issues and how far we've come, how far we need to go. But quite frankly, one of the things 30/50 has already done with the 50 over 50 lists is it's proven what a long runway women have to find their success, to have impact, to find their happiness, to have that family. It's a much longer runway than ever before. Maggie McGrath and Huma Abedin, thank you. I'm going to be seeing you both very soon as we head to Abu Dhabi next Wednesday on International Women's Day. Tune in right here at 7 a.m. on Morning Joe. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and I will be co-moderating an iconic conversation live from the 30/50 Summit. We're going to talk to equal rights activist Gloria Steinem, tennis legend and equal pay activist Billie Jean King, and Ukrainian First Lady Olena Zelenska. What an incredible conversation that is going to be. We look forward to it, and we are going to be bringing it to you live right here on Morning Joe.